So what I have on the left hand side of the screen is the IDE belonging to Eclipse. I've got a version, an instance of Eclipse running here, and in Eclipse I've got a program called TCP echoclient. And what I'm actually now going to do is to create uh, another IDE, Eclipse IDE, and this time I'm going to run a different program, and you'll see what it is. It's called echoserver. So I'm going to launch it, and just watch what happens. So I've got a second instance of Eclipse running on one and the same laptop, and I want you to take note of the fact that this program here is an internet program, and it's actually running on my laptop. No, it's not running yet. I'm sorry, I haven't started it yet. But it will be running on my laptop. And it will be, the first thing it does is to create, using this IP address. And, sorry, yes, this IP address. And there's going to hopefully be um, a system monitoring or listening to port 99, and that all needs a bit more explanation. But the 127.0.0.1 is the default IP address of this particular laptop. So what this application is going to do is to create a connection, and we'll see later on in this session the connection is going to be a three-way connection, a connection with another application, possibly running on a different machine, by means of a three-way handshake. So this application is going to send a request to the machine listening on port 99, and the machine or the system listening on its port 99 will actually send an acknowledgement and a request for its own synchronization. Then finally, this application is actually going to acknowledge having received that communication from the server. So it's all quite interesting and quite meaningful. Right. So notice, before we leave this program, notice that I'm creating a socket called client socket, and it's a new socket whose parameters is an IP address and a port to listen on. And that's actually going to set up a large part of the structure for communicating with the machine that's actually listening on this address at that port. So let's turn our attention to echoserver, and it's going to create what's called a server socket. I mean, don't get bogged down with the detail. It's a server socket. It's a socket, and it's called welcome socket, and its role is to monitor port 99 in case any other system in the galaxy connected on to the internet wants to talk to this server. And if it does, then there's a mechanism on the server side to actually deal with that request. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to run this program. So, I mean, technically this program can be running in New York. So this is the little sign that the application's running. It's not giving any details about itself away at all. It's just running in the background. And this program, the client, isn't yet running, but I'm going to tell it to run. So I'm going to run it. It starts to execute. And here we go. TCP echoclient is actually now running. And what I can actually do now is to type in a message, say this is a random message to be processed by the server. All right, and when I press return, so notice what's happening. I've typed something in at the keyboard, got a message there, a text message. When I press return, the message is going to be transmitted across the internet, as it were, all the way to the server. I mean, it happens that the server is physically present on my own laptop, but the principle is that the server could be running in Angola or anywhere, you name it, it could be running there. So I'm going to do that and just see whether it works or not. So I almost immediately, get a message back from the server, and it says, this is a random message to be processed by the server. But what's actually happened is that the message I sent has indeed come back. It's an echo of what I sent, apart from the fact that the message is now being converted into uppercase English. And I mean, I could actually modify this program to say, okay, I've just received a message for processing from the client, and information, lot of information could be produced, like I'm actually monitoring port 99. I'm a heavyweight server. I can do lots of difficult tasks on your behalf, and so on and so on. So that's really all I wanted to show. But again, once again, notice that we've got a public class. One's TCP echoclient, and another class here. It's a echoserver, and this is a program. It's not very long. I mean, it's just using language in a bit of a way that you're unfamiliar with, and this is what we're going to come to terms with and gain mastery over. But the key idea is that both programs, after they've created a socket, can grab a stream in such a way that they can use, if they wanted to, they could use the stream primitives like read or write, depending on whether the stream is an output stream or an input stream. So hopefully this sort of might encourage you to take an interest in these sorts of applications that we're going to study. So I'm just going to finish there. And if you have any answers, then ask away. So let me see if I can remember how to shut this video down, and I'm sure I can. Yes, it's just by pressing